Hey nerds, this is Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd, and you are watching Agent Carter, Theories and Conspiracies. We had the first two episodes of the series this week, and there was a ton of Marvel Cinematic Universe Easter eggs in there. Real quick though, if this is your first time seeing one of my Theories and Conspiracies videos, we do not do recaps, we do not do summaries or synopsises. This is just straight up theories about what the show is doing. We will talk about the Easter eggs because a lot of those play into what might be happening in the broader Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let's just get into this. First things first, the Easter eggs. We had a lot of stuff that touched on the comics or the extended Marvel Cinematic Universe. The first thing was Anton Vanko. He is the Stark scientist they go to find out what the glass vial contained. And we have seen him before, although much older, in Iron Man 2. He was the father of Ivan Vanko, who went on to become Whiplash, as played by Mickey Rourke. Now, currently he is playing a good guy, but it's very possible that Anton will actually become a villain during this run, because we do know that Stark implicates him in kind of some broader conspiracy. This might be that background story. That might be what's happening here. But for the moment, he's still a good guy. We'll see. And the thing he brought up and helped Peggy Carter discover is that the small glass glowing ball used Vita rays. Now, Vita rays we saw in Captain America, the First Avenger. This was used in conjunction with the Super Soldier Serum to make Captain America. So Peggy Carter is well versed in this. She knows all about it, and she knows there's a Vita ray detector in their box of Captain America stuff. So that's what the Vita rays were. Next, you have to love the Captain America flashbacks juxtaposed against the Captain America radio show. The flashbacks, I don't think we're going to be getting that through the entire series, but it played nicely because when Steve was in Avengers and Captain America 2, he was having his own flashbacks. So now we get to see Peggy having hers. But that was her reliving that while at the same time having to deal with this awful radio show, which I actually do hope we get the radio show throughout the series, because that was a lot of fun. The fight scene where the radio show is playing and the sound effects line up with the fight was pretty cool. You got to admit that was fun. Next, Edwin Jarvis. He's going to be the sidekick in the series. A great character, and this is the character that Tony Stark's AI Jarvis will be based on. This is Tony's childhood butler. Obviously, Tony's not around yet, but he will be soon. But this is who Jarvis, as voiced by Paul Bettany, will be modeled after in Tony's eyes. And now, of course, we all know that Paul Bettany will now go on to play Vision. So, maybe some more of what we're going to see in Jarvis will end up coming across in Vision in Age of Ultron and down the road. We'll see. But so that's a nice kind of bridging all of those things together. You finally get to see why Tony decided to model his AI after Jarvis. So that's fun. Next big thing, Roxxon Oil. Now, they were kind of this shady entity in this first episode, and they're big. They're big in the Marvel Universe. They're actually really big in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you don't even know it. They've shown up in pretty much everything. They're huge in the Iron Man universe. We've seen them in Iron Man 1 and 3, definitely. And I'm sure they've made an appearance in 2. They've shown up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They've shown up in the Coulson short, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer. They're all over the Marvel universe. And I think we're going to see a lot of Roxxon Oil in this series. Because I feel like they are going to be kind of not the bad guy, but not good guys. And I think there's more to it than the story we got in just that first episode. So keep an eye on Roxxon Oil. They're heavily tied, actually, in the comic with Red Skull. I don't think we're not getting any Red Skull stuff in Peggy Carter. That's done. But it is interesting to note that there is a relationship between Roxxon Oil and Red Skull. Now, the last Easter egg, before we move on to kind of the two big theories about where I think this show is going, is the Leet Brannis. He was the first voiceless bad guy that Peggy basically gets to interrogate. He is from the comics. He's from the Golden Age. And he was a villain. And I say villain because he was a minor crime boss to the Wizard. And the Wizard was a speedster that palled around with Captain America every so often. But he was a minor Golden Age crime boss. And I think you're going to see a trend of a lot of these kind of minor Golden Age characters appear in Peggy Carter, because this is the time to use them, and there's a ton of characters and source material there. So that's who he is. He won't be coming back. He's not going to be resurrected. It's not that he didn't die like that other no voice guy. He's gone. So now for the theories about what's happening. So the big name drop this week was Leviathan. If you've seen any of my past Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. theories and conspiracies, I did speculate that Leviathan could be a viable option in this universe, and look, here it is. Leviathan is going to be making a strong appearance in Agent Carter. Now, Leviathan is essentially the communist version of Hydra. So they're a secret organization heavy into science and alien artifacts and technology. In the comics, they're very weird, and they are very heavy into the alien stuff, and they make a deal with an alien species known as the Brood, and the entire organization is essentially put into stasis, and there's a lot of weird stuff where they wake up and then they're all like kind of alien looking. But Leviathan is going to be a big player. There was a weird council, the Council of the Zodiac, that included a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. members, Hydra members, Leviathan members, and a couple others. But, take a look at the image. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if we're going to get anything like that in Agent Carter, because it's pretty complicated stuff. But if you look at some of the names that are included in here, we've got Daniel Whitehall, Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, and we're getting hopefully going to see some of these Leviathan characters too. But these are all names that we're familiar with. And Baron Strucker, who we know will be in Avengers 2. So I'm very interested to see how they tie Leviathan into the rest of the cinematic universe. But then the last thing, Stark's vault. It was broken into. One theory I have is that it was actually Anton Vanko who broke into it, and then he's the one that's been distributing all of the tech. But I think the end goal, and the thing Leviathan wants the most from the vault, is the Tesseract. Now, there's a window where we don't know what happened to the Tesseract. After Captain America First Avenger, the Tesseract was found by Tony Stark's dad, Howard. But then we don't know where it is until the end of the first Thor movie, when we see Nick Fury at that post-credits tag, and Loki's controlling the Doctor. I'm blanking on his name, but so that's the only other time we see the Tesseract before Avengers 2. So there's that big window where we don't know where the Tesseract is. Now, it's possible it's in Stark's vault, and that's what Leviathan's after. But after all of this, S.H.I.E.L.D. takes custody of it because it's too dangerous for a private citizen to have. I think that's very possible, and I think just based off the little we have from these first 2 episodes, I think that's what I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to get background on how S.H.I.E.L.D. gets formed, but I think the reason why S.H.I.E.L.D. gets formed is because of the Tesseract. So that's what I think. Do you agree? Let me know what your theories for the show are. Let me know what you're excited about. If you didn't like the first 2 episodes, let me know. I thought they were fantastic. Love the style. Love that 40s flair. I'm really excited for the show, but let me know what you think. So for Agent Carter, Theories and Conspiracies, this is Brian from Good Nerd, Bad Nerd.